Hi children, last night I was looking up at this beautiful sky. It was a lovely night and I could see lots and lots of stars twinkling away. But there were other things in the sky that weren't twinkling. I know that stars twinkle, but the other little dots that you can see that aren't twinkling are planets. Now, we live on planet Earth, and there are 8 planets in our solar system. Solar system means a group of planets that go round the sun. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mercury, Venus, Earth. We're the 3rd planet from the sun. We all go round the sun, and the sun gives us light and warmth so that we can grow things on our beautiful planets. I'm going to have a look at an information book. You remember we called an information book a non-fiction book, and this is called Planets. I think there's planet Earth on the front. What am I going to find at the beginning? Can you remember? That's right, it's a contents page. The contents page tells us all the different things that we may find in the book. Planets on page 4. What are planets like on page 6? The solar system, page 12. Our planet Earth, page 18. Can you remember? That sounds like a little quiz. We're good at those. Page 22. And a picture glossary, page 23, telling us what those important words mean. And the index at the back tells us what to find on each page, but it's in alphabetical order. Let's have a look at our book. Planets. Planets are in space. Can you see? Here's space. And here is our planet. The only planet that we know on that's got life, because it's got water on it. Oceans and land that make up our beautiful planet Earth. Space is up above the sky. Here we are. This is all called space. This huge amount of sky above us. And what are planets like? Planets are giant objects in space. Can you see this one here? This is Saturn with beautiful rings made of ice. Planets are shaped like balls. There's one. We call a ball a sphere, and planets are like spheres or spherical. Some planets are made of rock. Mercury is made of rock, and so is Venus. Earth that we live on is made of rock, and Mars are all made of rock. And some planets are made of gas. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. Saturn with its beautiful rings. Uranus and Neptune that are further away from the sun. They're all made of gas, not rocks. Some planets have moons. Jupiter has got lots and lots and lots of moons. We've just got one moon that we can see at night. Earth just has one moon. And some planets have rings. Saturn has got rings. Here we are. Look at the little label here, the caption. Rings that are made of ice. Look at the beautiful colours on Saturn. Planets are very, very beautiful. And the solar system. Remember, I said the word solar means to do with the sun. And there are 8 planets in the solar system. You can see there is our sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we are. 1, 2, 3. Can you see what the 3rd planet is? It's got water on it and land. It's got to be planet Earth. The planets move around or orbit the sun. Orbit means go all the way round the sun. The sun is a star. It's the closest star to us. And there's the sun. And we can see all these planets are orbiting or going round the sun. Some planets are close to the sun. If they're close to the sun, are they hot or are they cold? They're hot, aren't they? If they're really close to the sun, they're really, really hot. Mercury and Venus are close to the sun. They'd be too hot for us to live on. Mercury, Venus, and there's the sun, a big ball of burning gas. And some planets are far from the sun. Uranus and Neptune are planets that are far from the sun. Let's have a look at them again. There's the sun, Mercury and Venus. They're too hot for us to live on. Earth, the third planet, just right. Mars. Can you remember the biggest planet? Jupiter. Can you remember the planet with the rings? Yes, that's Saturn. And Uranus and Neptune are a long way away and they are very, very cold. Earth, just right, like Goldilocks' porridge. And here's Earth. There we are, our very, very beautiful planet. And we live on planet Earth. Can you see the beautiful oceans and the land? And here we've got it. This is like looking at Earth from space. So if you were on the moon or you were an astronaut and you look down, that is what our beautiful planet looks like in space. And we will learn a little bit more about Earth. Earth orbits the sun. So here's the sun and Earth goes all the way round it. Guess how long it takes to go all the way round? It's not fast. It takes a whole year, 365 days of going all the way round the sun. And Earth has how many moons? Just one. Not like Jupiter, it's just got one. Can you remember? It's a little quiz time. How many planets are there in a solar system? Should we count? 1, 2, 3, 4. All these little ones. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 planets. It says to me here, answers on page 24. That's page 22. Page 23. Shall I see? Says there are 8 planets in our solar system. So even that little bit of information helped me. A picture glossary. Remember, glossary tells us what words mean. We get a little picture with it as well. Gas. Not solid like wood or liquid like water. Air is a gas that we breathe in but we can't see. That's what gas is all around us. Orbit means to move all the way round. Can you remember how many days it took for us to go round the sun, for Earth to go round? 365 days, 1 year. And solar system is the name for the sun and the 8 planets that move all the way round it. Can you remember any planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, that's the red planet. What's the biggest one called? Jupiter, the one with rings. Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. What do we get at the back of a book? An index. It tells us what we can find on each page, but it's all in alphabetical order. E comes before G, and G comes before M, and M comes before O. So there we have it, planets. Now, what I'm going to do is to make my very, very own planet. I have drawn around a plate and I have cut out a circle and I've used a hole punch, but you could use a pencil to make little holes all the way round. Now, I noticed that some of the planets that I looked at in my book had lines that went all the way round to make them very, very beautiful. So I've got some crayons here, and I am going to draw swirly lines on mine to make my very own planet. I've got to press really hard with my wax crayons. You could use felt tips. I'm just fancied using these today. Here we are. It's looking good, isn't it? I'm going to get some other colours. A bit of green on here on my planet. And I think I'll use some orange. And some blue. It's looking good. And, oh, I've got to use some pink, haven't I? That'll look good. Doesn't matter whether yours is white, I've just got some red coloured card. Now, I want to make my planet not quite so smooth, because we said some of those planets are made of rock. And we know about smooth and rough, so mine's going to be a bit rougher now. And I have tied on a piece of string. You could sellotape it onto the back, and I'm going to thread it across like this. See what you think. Does it look good? I've got it on a needle, but I think I could probably do it just by poking it through with my hands. Let's go across here. To go across to this one. So I've made them crisscross over each other a little bit. There we are. Oops. I'm liking it already. I love my planet. I thought that I would hang my planet up at my window, on my window pole, so that when I'm out at night and I'm looking at the stars, my beautiful planet will hang underneath it. So here we go. Doesn't matter how many times. I could use some different colour threads, couldn't I, and add different colours onto it. And pull that one through. And let's just do a couple at the bottom, and then I'll finish it after the video. See what you think. And it's good for keeping my fingers busy, this. I'm going to pull that through the top, like that. Let me take it off. So what do you think to my planet? I think it's beautiful, and I think my planet could orbit the sun. I'd love you to make your own planet, to take a photograph. And remember all that we learnt about planets. We've learnt so much, and we're going to learn a bit more about our planet Earth next time. Take care, children. Bye.